be be all in all of everything that we have to do. When we got this money, we gotta get paid. Got this. Oh, bro, I'm all about building my legacy, saying that I am the best and knowing that I'm the best and putting that out the test to anybody that feel like they better and give me.
Those were the words of Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. As I promised you guys, I will do a follow-up video on the interview. I did a live, of course, on the aftermath of the video and a straight walkthrough through some key points through the interview with Deontay Wilder by 78 Sports TV. And as you guys heard, if you guys didn't hear, Deontay Wilder advised everyone that everyone's talking about money. Let me let you hear it again, just to make sure, right?
Money don't have to be be all in all of everything that we have to do. When we got this money, we gotta get paid. Got this. Oh, bro, I'm all about building my legacy, saying that I am the best and knowing that I'm the best and putting that out the test to anybody that feel like they better and give me.
So, again, money is not all what people should think about when you talk about prize fighting or boxing or being the best. And the way Deontay Wilder is explaining this is the way that I love to hear this, okay? I love to hear his newfound love for the sport, desire, passion for the sport. Honestly, I didn't get that before, and that's exactly what I wanted to recap and counter on. See, all right, first of all, I don't want people to come off thinking that I'm a Wilder basher. I'm just critical of certain things that people say. I want people to understand the differences between how he's talking now and how he was talking back in 2019, okay? Because he really didn't say a lot in 2020, you know what I mean? But except for theory. But as far as 2019, when he knocked out Dominic Breazeale, he said that, hey, we need to make all the money that we can possibly get because we prize fighters. It was all about money. It wasn't about the best fighting the best. In fact, he told the Schmo, right, the channel, the Schmo, that, hey, it's not even about the belts no more, baby. I got the best belt. I got the most prestigious belt. So it ain't about one champion, one face, one name. You know, his rival, you know, mentioned that. We don't have to say names, right? About and question who he was. See, now he's talking totally different. So I want people to understand, like, why are you now not worried about the money versus then when you was undefeated, it's all you talked about was the money. We have to make, Jim, we have to make the most money as possible. Right? We risk our lives in here. You guys remember that? Do you guys remember that? Because that's exactly what was said when Jim Gray was telling him, like, hey, we don't want to see Dominic Breazeale. We want to see you fight Joshua. Let's see an undisputed fight. We want to see you fight the best. You fought Fury already. We want to see these type of fights. And that was his response. Let me try to find it. Let's see. Jim Gray.
All these fights are the discussion. You know, it's like no doors are closed. All teams, all parties that's involved are talking. And that's the great thing about it. And we know that when the big fights happen, everything goes silent. There's too many people involved, too many opinions involved right now. And it's going to take my team and his team, maybe me and him as well, too, to sit down and just handle this and squash everything and get this fight done for the fans. But I won't be because this fight will happen. The big fight will happen. I promise you.
Let's see, because a lot of this stuff you can't use. Jim Gray went too far with disrespecting. Okay. I see. Let me see. Where is that from? Okay, let's see.
Make sure we get the best and the most money as possible before we risking our lives. I mean, the
Let's see if I can find it here, because
and you guys will know when it happens. Yet you do recognize by what you're saying that with all due respect to his other opponents,
let me see.
the public does not want to see Ruiz. The public does not want to see Dominic Brazil. The public does not want to see whoever this guy is that's fighting Tyson Fury. They want to see you three fight like Ali fought Frazier, like Ali fought Foreman, like Foreman fought Frazier. So
because it was a time where I'm looking.
Toward the modern day, you got to get it on. They don't want to have a whole lot more patience. Most definitely, you know. But you know what the saying is, Jim? Good thing come to those who wait.
Because it has to be at that particular point. But Jim Gray told him specifically, like, listen, we don't want to see you knock out guys like Dominic Brazil. We want to see you fight Anthony Joshua. And he said exactly that. Okay, I looked for it. And besides scamming through a lot of other people's stuff, which I don't really like to do anymore based on copyright stuff, you know, people choose to be bitches, right? And I don't want any of that problem. So it's a difference. There's definitely a difference on how Deontay Wilder feels about boxing now. So let's look at it like this. If Tyson Fury beating Deontay Wilder has Deontay Wilder this fired up, this motivated, this dedicated, it's safe to say the ass whooping was probably the best thing that Deontay Wilder should have faced. Even though he never really admitted to being beat fairly, okay. But what's the end game? The end game was, hey, I want to show people I'm the best. I'm fired up. I'm motivated. I'm training. And I'm going to get the job done. Not that, hey, this guy's a pillow puncher. He ain't got this. He ain't got that. He can't hurt me. He can't do this. He can't do that. You know what I mean? He's a feather duster. Those type of things. Instead of those things, he's been focusing on a game plan. But I'm going to tell you, I think what happened to Wilder, me concluding, Wilder got himself in a situation now that the money probably ain't as important than he thought it was. Why? Because he knows he's taken an L, and that loss, and that defeat hurt more than anything. And it had to. That defeat rocked his core. Because you guys don't think for a split second sometimes that maybe Wilder is in denial. And that maybe Wilder thinks like, well, what if my head coach, JD's, really did his job? See, he ain't going to know if JD's really did his job or not. He's not ever going to know that. His thing is he gets peace from knowing that he was cheating. Cheating and the allegations and the accusations give Wilder peace, people. It does. It gives him the reality and the ideology of knowing that, hey, I was cheating. I had to be cheated. Therefore, it couldn't have been a fair fight. Therefore, Tyson Fury couldn't have beat me the way he beat me to make me look that bad. All right? That's the difference in a nutshell. So with Wilder, I think at times he might feel a little fear when that crept in thought comes in his mind, like, man, what if he didn't cheat me? Maybe if it was just a different pair of gloves and he just beat me and the punches that he threw and landed on me hurt me. That's a totally different situation. Totally. Because it's a one thing to think, hey, I was cheated. That's easy to fathom because the dude cheated me. He's a fraud. He's a liar. He's a thief. Cool. But if the guy actually did it fair and square, I think the reality of that is more scary than anything, because at that point you're asking, what can I do with my defenses versus my offense can stop this man from doing the same thing that he did to me like he did last time? Those are the things you ask yourself. Those are the things I think at times creeps into Wilder's mind. Bars. Okay? regardless of all the people around him that gives him the positive energy and stuff like that, and the vibes he talks about and all that. I think he needs those type of people to keep him in a certain wavelength, because without that certain wavelength, he may have these levels and times of doubt. And that, my people, is something that could be very terrifying for the former WBC heavyweight champion of the world. You guys tell me what you think about this video. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.